It's time again for Robotics Roundup, where we talk to some area teams in our community. And Robotics Roundup is brought to you by Lake Michigan College, AEP and Cook Nuclear Plant, as well as Berrien Springs Public Schools. And I'm very excited to be talking with the Greengineers from Berrien Springs Public Schools. What team number are you guys?
3452.
3452. All right. Well, this is very excited. I know you guys are in the thick of things, getting everything built and ready to go. I know there's a really cool competition that you guys are hosting this year for the first time coming up in March. But first, I want you guys to introduce yourselves and what grade you're in and tell me a little bit about yourself. So let's start with you, Deshaun.
Well, hi, I'm Deshaun Grant. I'm a senior, and I would like to go into college as a software engineer.
Nice. AJ, go ahead.
My name is AJ Moore. I have been the team captain for 2 years now. This is my 5th year involved with FIRST.
What do you want to do, AJ, when you get out of college or get out of high school, that is?
I like to go into the computer science field, and actually because of all the games I see FIRST make, I actually want to be a video game programmer.
Very cool. Very cool. Next.
I'm Ethan Egger, and I'm a senior and part of the media team.
And what do you want to do when you're done with high school?
Pursue English a little more.
Nice. And last but not least, you've had all seniors that we've heard from these past 3, but now we have a freshman that we're going to hear from.
Yeah, my name is Seth Haley, and I'm a freshman, and it's my first year doing any sort of robotics thing, and it's been really great. I've spent a lot of time building parts with my friends, so it's been great.
That's really awesome. What made you want to get into this as a freshman and having no experience at all? What made you say, "Hey, let's join the robotics team"?
It's really cool to make something that like a robot that can move around, and there's something really cool about doing that.
Has it been a challenge? Because I know you got some upperclassmen that you're dealing with. Has that been a challenge working with those guys?
Yeah, we have a lot of upperclassmen, but there's also a lot of freshmen too. So I always have friends from other periods I get to hang out with whenever I'm in robotics.
That's awesome. And then you're a freshman, but have you decided already what you want to do when you get older and get out of high school?
I think I might want to go into psychology and maybe become a psychologist or something in that field.
That's awesome. Let's talk with Ethan a little bit. You're a senior, and how long have you been a part of the robotics team?
I just joined this year.
This year, and you're part of the media team. What on the robotics team? What is the media team? Because I know I'm in media, but is it the same when it comes to what you guys are doing?
We're working on the Impact Award.
Okay.
And we've also been making the buttons.
Okay. So you're promoting and the team sort of that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've also been working on a podcast that we've been trying to put together for this year.
Whoa, a podcast? You should have called me. I probably could have helped you guys out with that a little bit. No, that's really cool. And so why would you be doing a podcast? What's the reason behind doing that?
So I actually talked to Hemlock Gray Matters from Detroit, and they had a podcast which had inspired me last year to work with media team. I'm trying to get that up and running this year.
That's really cool. And AJ, you're the team captain, and you've been a part of the Greengineers for a number of years. And I think something that is pretty cool is that the team has grown exponentially just in a year's time. You started with how many when you were a freshman? How many were on the team?
When I was a freshman, there was roughly 4 active kids. I think there was 12 total. There was a group before that was the 4 main actives, me being one of them, and there's 12 students total.
Wow. And now, or last year you said there was about 6 active, and then now you have how many on your team?
Almost 60 students.
60 students. Why do you think the team has grown so much?
One of the main reasons we've grown so much is we actually, this year, we implemented 3 robotics classes into our high school.
That's really cool. So you guys are able to, not just after school, you're during school able to learn how robots work, and also are you able to work on your robot for competition as well during those classes?
Yes, where Deshaun has worked on programming for the automs during class. Seth has helped out with designing in CAD as long as helping out with media. While Ethan's been focusing a lot into the media side, trying to get a bunch of posts and sponsorships and getting everything done for that.
That's really cool. And Deshaun, tell me a little bit about yourself as well. I mean, you said you want to get into, you're really enjoying the software side of things, and you're thinking this is something you want to make into a career.
Yeah. On the side of that, it was something new that I was introduced actually into my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
I had taken a programming class. I had really liked it, and I'm actually really happy that I'm able to continue it in robotics.
Yeah.
You know, make the robot move and do all these cool things with this line of code that barely anybody can understand.
Right. Yeah, a lot of, and you're using it and seeing the coding and the software and all that stuff that you're working on. You're seeing it in action, and you're also seeing the problems. And you guys all in different ways in your different parts of your team. You're all problem solving. You're all working together to come without one outcome, which is create a robot that does well and does what it's supposed to do, and hopefully wins you guys some competitions or some awards in the future, and then also, move on and maybe turn some of this stuff into a career. So tell me, Ethan, as far as promoting the team and trying to get sponsors, how do you guys go about doing that?
I've been focusing on TikToks.
Okay.
To spread influence.
Right. Okay, that's really cool. And then so that social media, getting the word out, talking about the team, trying to get sponsors and make that happen. As AJ said, a podcast really talking about with the podcast side of things. What are you guys talking about in the podcast? Are you talking about how you guys are working through this competition, or just chatting with other teams? What are you guys doing?
The goal for the podcast is we would love to do it with other teams. We actually got portable mics so we could possibly do that. But the main goal is to just talk about what we've done, how every segment of the team has been going, what the future plans are, what we've worked on.
That's awesome. It's Robotics Roundup, and we're talking with the Greengineers from Berrien Springs, and you guys are actually going to be hosting an event at your school coming up in March, and I'm sure you guys are probably pretty excited to sort of have home field advantage for this competition, right?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be really great. It's an honor to have it take place in our school, and we get to set it up, and everyone's gonna be coming here, so it's gonna be a really great experience.
Does that give you guys added pressure having that? Because I know you've done the competitions, and usually the following week from your guys' competition, there will be another one in St. Joe. But is there added pressure being the host town?
I'd say it's definitely added pressure, especially when we're hosting a week 1 event as our first ever event trying to host. Which, speaking of St. Joe, that's actually our second event as well.
Yeah.
Doing back-to-back and also trying to make sure we have a good event while having a good robot can definitely be a handful.
Absolutely. What's been a big challenge for you guys for this robot that you guys have been building with Crescendo? I mean, it introduced another element of sort of taking that STEM to now STEAM. What's any challenges that you guys have been facing during this build?
Like to start with me, or
Any of you guys, any challenges that you guys are coming up with?
If you don't mind, I'll go first.
Sure, Deshaun, what do you got?
My biggest issue so far has been trying to learn a new programming language, because previously, I was mainly introduced to Python, but now I'm learning Java, and I'm learning that it's not exactly the same as Python. And really, the hardest part is the transition from one language to another language.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing with software, and you'll probably learn that when you go into your next career in doing software. You probably will run into different programs, and different companies you might work for may have different setups. So that would be a different challenge. You're exactly right. It's like learning a totally new language. But I'm sure you're overcoming that challenge, and you guys are going to have a really awesome robot. Do the robots get names?
Definitely.
What have you come up with a name for the robot yet, or do you kind of wait until it's fully formed?
A few names going around. One of them being Toe Mater, another one being Shamu. Like for the past 2 years, or 2 years ago, it was DK because he climbed like a monkey. Last year, the robot was called TD because he spun around really fast in a circle when we were testing an auto. This year when we were testing, we put a note through the shooter and it shot a cloud of orange dust because we accidentally shredded part of the note.
Oh, no. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to see whatever it ends up being, whether it's Tomater, Shamu, or whatever this robot may be. We'll be able to see it in March when you guys have your competition that you're hosting, but also later on that following week, you guys will be in St. Joe for their competition as well. So this would be a lot of fun. Shout outs that you guys want to do, to either shout out to try and get more sponsors to help support you guys, because that is one aspect, like you guys had mentioned. You need the sponsors to help you get the things you need to make the robot do what the robot needs to do. So shout outs to people that you want to say thank you to, or if you want to try and drum up more sponsors, what do you got for me?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to our school, because it's been a really great thing to have robotics implemented into our class hours, and
Right.
It's given us a lot more time to work and to plan on the robot, and it'll give us, like, we'll have a head up on the competition, So
Yeah. Well, and you guys are learning so much during that process too, much more than you would in the short amount of time that you would have after school. So yeah, you're learning a lot, maybe a little extra advantage, but you're just spending a little bit more time. I'm sure other schools and other teams are starting to do that same exact thing as well, because there's been so much interest, like you said, with the team has grown to over 60 kids in there. So that's pretty amazing. Any other shout outs you guys would like to give out?
We like to shout out for Eagle Technologies and Whirlpool, who have been a great help, and we'd also like to shout out to any other company or small company, big or small, that would like to help us continue growing robotics. As well, building robots are expensive, and we do this with all our sponsors. If I can have bring it.
Oh, you've got somebody bringing something to you. Oh, nice, very nice.
So what we like to do for all our sponsors is this was on last year's robot. We like to put them on the robot itself, as long as on the back of our team shirts. And this year we would like to put them in our podcast, and
Cool.
We have multiple different levels for sponsorships, and we would love for more people to be involved in first and help us out.
Absolutely. If people want to sponsor you guys, how do they go about reaching out to you guys and learning more?
One common way is reaching out to our coaches, but people can also reach out to our school directly and just say, hey, we like to reach out to Team 3452 or the robotics team at Berrien Springs Public Schools.
Awesome.
Which I will have to clarify, because now we actually realize we now have a sister team, so you'll have to specify Berrien Springs High School Greengineers. Otherwise, it may end up at our sister team accidentally.
What's the sister team called?
Team Success. They're from one of our satellite campuses in Lansing.
Very cool. That's exciting stuff that's happening. GreengineerZ Team 3452 from Berrien Springs. Thank you guys so much for telling me about the great things you guys are doing, and looking forward to not only the competition that you guys are hosting, but also seeing what you guys do this whole entire season. And thank you guys for spending a little bit of time with me.
Of course.
And Robotics Roundup is brought to you by Lake Michigan College, AEP and Cook Nuclear Plant, as well as Berrien Springs